Okay, I got it to work. Great. Hey everyone, I'm in the Bear Groups, one of the Bear Groups new studios. So exciting. Okay, so sinus resonator. Actually, breath power into sinus resonator. So far we've gone over physical awareness, the breath awareness, touch of sound, gathering, releasing, freeing vibration, the channel, jaw, tongue, soft palate. All that is release work, which sets us up for the strength work, which is the resonators, which we just covered, the chest, the mouth, the teeth. Now, before we get to the sinus, which is moving into the middle to the upper part of your range, we want to take a detour into breath power. The reason why, breath power, breath capacity, the reason why is as you get to the middle and upper part of your speaking range, you want to make sure you have breath support underneath you. Otherwise, your tongue is going to compensate and you could quickly blow your voice out. So again, before we get to sinus, we take a tour into breath power. So breath power, so we've looked at, cover this a little bit. We've looked at, of course, in the beginning of the breath awareness, the movement of the diaphragm, in breath, out breath. We've looked with the hum train, the dropping down of the tailbone on the incoming breath, the release back up on the outgoing breath, looking at breath in the back. Now we look in this breath capacity, we look at the intercostals. So the rib is attached spine all the way to the sternum. There are a few floating ribs also down here. They lift like the handle of a picnic basket. They lift up this way, up on the incoming breath, and they drop down on the outgoing breath. You don't want to just think this way. That's called clavicular breathing. It's this way. It's belly, back, side ribs. So the first thing I like to do is clasp my hands above my head. They're going towards the right. I'm bending in my left knee. I breathe in on a whispered KAH. Opening up the left side ribs. Other side, right side ribs. Opening up my front ribs, thinking this way. Back ribs. Right? So you open up those front, back, side. Then next your elbow points float up. You picture elastic bands attached to the front and back ribs that float up to the middle. And then they go back. That opens up the front ribs. Do this a few times. Breathing freely. Back to the middle, then you open up your back ribs, finish with that. Open up your side ribs. You can imagine an umbrella getting opened, side ribs, and your arms swing back down to the side. It's not that you're trying to hold your ribs up, but as your arms drop, you're allowing your ribs to continue to float. Great. So, right, the opening up the side ribs, this. Next thing I like to do is to vacuum my lungs out. So you're gonna blow out all the old air and let in new. You're thinking belly, back, side ribs, full body breath. One more time. You let the breath come back in through your nose, then escape out your mouth. After doing that, and feeling, hopefully feels good. For great big pleasurable sighs of relief, picturing something in your imagination that might stimulate this great big sigh. For me, it's an image of hanging out with my kids, going for a hike. 1. Belly, back, side ribs. Here's 3. 1 more. What's the image that inspires? Letting that image come into your eyes. Great. Now 6 medium sighs of relief. How is this image different? Maybe it's a really good meal or hanging out with a friend. You're practicing these different sizes because there's different sizes of thought. Some large ones, some medium. Now we're going to play around with the pants of anticipation. This is a smaller breath. It's the same amount of breath in and out, so you don't get an imbalance of oxygen and carbon dioxide and get lightheaded. So it's starting slower. That's the movement of the diaphragm. That's in and out of breath. Come out, you will add vibration. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Notice it's still full vibration. I'm not going ha 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 ha. It's ha 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 ha. That's it. Great. So that's the breath capacity section. Next up is the sinus. Thank you.